Hey guys, so welcome back to my very first vlog in Los Angeles. I had to take a deep breath because it's been an exciting past 3 weeks, you guys, in New York City. And for you guys who've been following my vlogs, you guys can see that I've been having lots and tons of fun out there. Enjoying my 3-week vacation from work. I actually still have one more week left before I go back to class, y'all. So I'm trying to savor the moment, but it feels good to be back in LA. Looking at the beautiful blue skies out here, it's just wonderful. When I was on the plane and I'm sitting up here just looking out the window, and I'm like, just look how beautiful LA is. And then when we landed and I was in my Lyft leaving the hotel, I'm like, oh my gosh, the difference between LA and New York is like night and day, you guys. It's crazy. I mean, you guys know how much I love New York City, but the scenery in LA is just like beautiful. It's beautiful, you guys, because you know New York doesn't have the palm trees, doesn't have the sun and all of that, but I feel good to be back. But you guys, that's not what this video is about. I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it because it's been crazy, y'all. Like, I'm like, what the hell has just happened? And by the way, this is not where I live. I just decided to pick a place to do my video and just do it. So hopefully I don't get kicked out. But I'm like, what the hell just happened, you guys? Like, as you guys know, I told you guys that I was talking to this West African guy. We have been dating since Thanksgiving. Met in New York City. He lives in New York. He's been in New York for 18 years. Very nice guy. Wholesome, very respectable, very just good, right? But then we all have our flaws, right? Even myself. And we all have our differences. And I think it was our differences that really kind of drew us apart. And I know you guys are like, what the hell already? Like, I would say we were together for what? A little over a month. Because we met, it was right after Thanksgiving Day. And it's kind of bittersweet. Like, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think he is too. But this is something that we both agreed upon, and it's crazy because it's just like, what are we doing, you guys? What is happening here? And who's watching? Who's tuning in? Thumbs up this video. Thumbs up this video to show love to your girl, because I'm about to pour out my heart in this video. I gotta do woosah. But okay, so I think, like I was saying, I think it's mainly our differences because we are from two totally different cultures. He was born in Africa. You guys know I was born in Florida, in America. And he's been in America for 18 years and living in New York City, but that don't really mean nothing because he kind of like, New York is a place where you can, like I was telling you guys before, you can really still be rooted in your culture and keep to your cultural identity without having to change in New York, because that's how diverse it is and it's very welcoming of people from different ethnic backgrounds. So he just kind of been in his own little world, and he is a true blood African, like true blood. Like, his accent is super thick. Of course he speaks English. He's Muslim, and I think that was the biggest cultural difference. Not so much that he was born in Africa and I was born in America, but dude, like, super religious. And I think it just got to a point where of course, I'm honest. Like, I can't really bite my tongue on certain things. I feel like honesty is the best policy, just to be straightforward and tell a person how you feel, you know. And I, at one point, during my vacation there, because of course I was staying with him, I told him that I don't think it's going to work. Now, that doesn't mean that I wanted to break up with him necessarily, but I was just being honest. Hey, what's up, Keon? Miss you too. Happy holidays. Hope your Christmas was great. But it got to a point where I was telling him that, yeah, I don't think it's going to work. And like I said, it's not that so much I wanted to break up with him, but I was just thinking, like, you know, we just two different people, man. Of course, men and women, two different people, but, like, so different to the point where I don't know. I don't even know what the hell brought us together in the first place. Like, what attracted us to each other? Black? I don't know. What? I mean, I like Africans. I know what attracted me to him, but what the hell attracted him to me? I don't know. So I'm like, dude, you were dating someone who was educated. And for people who say education doesn't matter, oh, education does matter. It goes a very long way. It shapes who a person is. A woman who is educated is going to be much different than a woman who is not educated. And this is not to talk down on anybody, but I'm just saying, I think sometimes men don't know what the hell they're getting themselves into, right? And I had said to him, I was like, I don't think this is going to work because, of course, I am in a position in my life where I have certain things that I expect, you know, in a relationship. Like, for me, I feel like it's important that a person knows what their direction is going to be in life. Like, if I ask a person or ask a guy, what's your 5-year plan? You should be able to tell me. Not that he couldn't tell me that, because he does have a 5-year plan. But I'm making the analogy to say that just like a person should have a 5-year plan, a person should know what their relationship plan is, right? Like, where do you see yourself in terms of marriage, in terms of a family? And we talked about this before. He said that, yes, he wanted to be married, but I asked him a very specific question, like, you know, when do you see yourself getting married? And he's just like, I don't know. And I'm like, how don't you know? When do you see yourself having kids? I don't know. Like, how don't you know, you know? And I think for some men, because I'm trying to give it from both perspectives without being so stuck on my own perspective, because I can give my perspective, but of course there's always two sides to the coin. And for men, I think men, from what I've learned, men sometimes get intimidated. Men, they become frightened, they become like alarmed when a woman is talking like career goals, like future goals in terms of relationship goals. They're like, wait, whoa, like that's too soon. It's just like, no woman, especially a woman of my caliber, wants to waste her time with a man if it's just gonna be some, I don't know, like if it's gonna be just some wham bam thank you ma'am type of stuff. Not to say he's that kind of guy, because I already kind of gave you guys an inside scoop on his views in terms of sex before marriage. Dude ain't even with that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is, but he's not, you know. And even though he has sex before marriage, he feels guilty about it. So that was a whole nother issue. And it's just like, how the hell are you gonna have sex, but then you feeling guilty about it? You're going to go wash up, you're going to go take it, like, after sex, it's supposed to be a very intimate moment. You're not supposed to be cleaning up. I mean, of course, you're going to clean yourself up eventually, right? Like, that's important. Hygiene is important. I'm not trying to say, oh, you don't clean up. But it's like how you do things, you know. For him, it was like top priority. Like, oh, let me hurry up and... Like, he felt so bad about it. And I'm just like, dude, what is going on? Like, this is not... This ain't gonna work, you know. And that was just one part. But I think the biggest thing is, like, talking about that, like, the marriage goals, you know, the family goals. And for him, it's like, having kids is not necessarily a big thing, like, a big thing to do, like, as it is for me. Like, of course, I want kids, right? But for him, he's just like, if he has kids, okay. If he doesn't, he's okay with that, too. And I'm just like, dude, this definitely ain't gonna work. I told him that, and then he kind of got upset. Like, he got really upset. And I'm just like, can we talk about it? Dude didn't even want to talk about it. And I'm just like, okay. He was like, you already got your mind made up. You said it's not going to work, so what is it to talk about? So I'm like, I just kind of threw it out there because I think we should have a discussion about it. And this is my thing. Guys understand how important communication is. Like, if you want a relationship to work, you have to be open and communicate. So that was that. It was a lot of number of things that, like, nitpicky things that was happening that I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And I knew it was because he's Muslim and I am agnostic. I'm not practicing any kind of religion. And we just see things this perspective, and I'm like, how can you have two African people? Yes, he's native born, and I'm a descendant of African, but still, we black. How can we just be so different from each other? Like, why can't we come together? Like, what is going on here? Like, y'all. So that's that. A couple days ago, we got into this debate, which really infuriated me because I was watching this YouTube video of this woman who I know I've met out here in LA. She became homeless. She's from New York. And we were talking and having a discussion about, you know, how her situation came about and stuff like that. And then what came out his mouth is really what was like the last straw, I think. He was like, black people are lazy. He was like, people are lazy. Because we were talking about people like on government assistance and welfare and stuff like that. And for him to make that, like, it bothered me. People are lazy. Like, lazy. I don't even like when people call other people lazy. Like, nobody is lazy. If a person is unmotivated, that's one thing. But lazy, he was trying to say that people who are on welfare, i.e. black people, we know white people are on welfare too, but he was talking about black people. He was like, he don't see how people stay home and play video games all day, living off of welfare. They just lazy. Like, he was speaking down on black Americans, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't do that. You don't do that. I said, there's a systemic problem called racism in this country. And he was like, oh, I know about racism. I was like, no, you don't. Because if you knew about racism, you would not let that come out your mouth. And I think that really pissed him off. And y'all, it just got worse from there because it pissed me off. And of course, I spoke my mind very unapologetically. He's sitting there on the couch. He on the love seat. I'm on like on the big couch, right? So we kind of having this exchange back and forth. He got his perspective. He's defending his perspective. I'm just defending my perspective. And I want you guys to leave your comments below on what y'all think about this whole topic. Like, this is a serious issue. Because I'm like, what the hell? Dude got upset to the point where he gonna put his ear plugs in his ear. So he completely shut down the conversation. He was like, all right, I don't want to talk about it no more. I see you getting mad. I'm like, dude, I can get mad. I can get mad because this is a serious issue. A lot of people struggle in America for that very reason. And for you to say that they're lazy and not speak to the whole issue of racism and discrimination and how difficult it is for many black people, including people with PhDs, master's degrees, and bachelor's degrees to get a job. Like, it would be different if he spoke to that issue, but no, he spoke to the whole thing about, oh, black people are just lazy, living off of welfare, staying at home playing video games all day, just waiting on a welfare check. I'm like, that's how you see black Americans? And I've heard this story so many times before from other Africans. It's just, I had enough, right? And so when he put his ear plugs in his ear, and I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I see you getting mad. I'm like, I can get mad. It's okay. Like, what is it about me getting upset, me feeling very passionate about this topic that scares you? Like, we should be able to have a discussion. I can be mad. If he's mad, as long as we're talking, a person can talk. That's, I think, people sometimes think that people can't be rational, right? If you're mad. I can be rational and still be angry because I know where my words are coming from. And 9 times out of 10, the words that I speak is not the first time that I'm speaking them. So if I deliver it a certain kind of way, then that means that I mean business, man. And I think he started to feel the pressure. He gonna put his earplugs in, and y'all, that's what did it. It broke me down, y'all. I started crying, and I went into the bedroom, and I was just like, fuck this shit. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, because if we can't even agree on this political issue here, there's something as serious, as vital as that. Like, that, to me, that is important. We can't even agree on that. Like, can we agree on the West? We won't have to agree on the whole sex before marriage thing or religious. We don't have to agree on that. We can work with that. But to not see things from the same perspective on that. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. Because I'm okay with having people have a difference of opinion. It's not about that, but it's like, dude, let's have a discussion about it. He wanted to just shut the conversation down, like seeing how he do things, seeing how he move. I'm like, this is not going to work. And I actually had articulated that it wasn't going to work before he did, and it was surrounding the whole discussion about marriage, right? And I said, not that I think that we should hurry and get married. I'm not, dude, we just met each other. There's no way we can just jump into a marriage. But I'm saying, like, what is your aspiration with regard to marriage and relationship goals, like family? And he can't even say something that, he couldn't even speak to that in terms of things that I wanted him to hear. He didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. So that happened. That was maybe like, I don't know, a week and a half after I was in New York, right? And so that did something to me. But we were still cool. Because I told him, I said, you know what? It's not that I don't want us to be together. I just feel that I don't see how this is going to work. You know, he was like, well, you already put it out there. So I think from there, like, he started to change. You know, because before he was all up on me, before he was showing me affection, before, you know, not that he became disrespectful. Like, not at one time did he disrespect me. Because that would be a whole nother issue. I wouldn't even be there. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't that, but it was just like the kind of passive aggressive stuff where it just changed. It felt like we were growing apart, you know, like I can tell the slight differences that happened between us, because before, like, it was making more eye contact. We were like, he was initiating affection, you know, kissing me, and he would still kiss me, but the kiss wasn't the same. And I'm just like, it's changing. It's changing. I can tell that things are changing between us. And he was like, no, you know, da. But that was that. And then he came around yesterday. It came out, those same words that I spoke to him came out his mouth. And I think it did that because I confronted him. I was like, so what is happening between us? Like, I don't understand. I understand that we're from two different cultures, you know. You have your beliefs, I have mine. But I'm trying to figure out, what is this that we're doing? Because we were staying in the same apartment. Like, we were living on the same roof. We ate together every single time, like out the same plate, because that's their culture, that's their kind of tradition in Africa or whatever. Like, even, I think, was it the same night, he was like, come eat. And I looked at him and I was like, what? He looked at me like, you heard what I said, come eat. Because he had made a plate of food and he wanted me to come eat with him off his plate of food. I'm like, okay. So I went, he had 2 spoons and I was eating with him. And I'm like, what? I don't know, y'all. Maybe y'all can help me understand. For y'all people who are from Africa, because I know y'all watching. How in the hell can this dude still, like, get me breakfast, still feed me, still want to eat with me, still want to do anything with me, but at the same time still act kind of standoffish? Like, he was doing both. He acted standoffish, like, in terms of the affection side, because I had told you guys about this, how he said that he was deathly afraid to be pregnant, right? So that was kind of part of why he didn't want to have sex. And I'm just like, I'm scratching my head like, what? It was just different. And it's funny because my aunt, she's like, oh, treat him right, you know. You got a good man are hard to come by. And I'm just like, first of all, you never met him. You don't know this motherfucker. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I know that shit gonna work. So, with me confronting him yesterday, trying to figure out, okay, what is happening between us? Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Dr. Achille. What the fuck? I asked him that. Like, what is this? I ain't say it in those words. I said, because I'm very respectful. I'm very polite. You know, I have to watch how I arrange my words, right? And I said to him, I was like, what is happening? Like, what are we doing? He was like, well, I don't think it's going to work. And I laughed because this was all through text messages. It's not something he told me to my face. Like, for me, when I said it to him, I said it to his face. I'm like, I'm a grown woman. But for him, he sent it through text message, you know, in response to my message I sent to him yesterday about what is going on, because I felt like it was just a distance between us. He's talking about he don't think it's going to work. So I laugh, and I'm just like, I see what's happening here. I know exactly what's happening, and I feel like this is where we at. Whether we are officially broken up, I can't really say. I don't know. Because by him saying that, I didn't take it as, oh, he wanted to break up. I took it as he is trying to protect his heart. Everybody, like both of us, we're trying to play things safe. He's trying to play it safe, trying to protect his heart. I'm trying to play it safe, trying to protect my heart. And I feel like, how in the hell are we going to be in love if we both trying to protect our hearts? Like, falling in love is about vulnerability. Which, we were vulnerable in the beginning, but I feel like it's still the beginning. Like, when I say we met around Thanksgiving, y'all, we haven't even been together for that long to be having these guards up. Like, but I get it. And see, I told him this, because it's not even that I have my guard up. I'm cautious, but I ain't got my guard up. It's a difference compared to the way he has his guard up, because dude put his guard all the way up in terms of, like, cutting off the affection. I'm just like, not even making eye contact, not even wanting to communicate verbally. Like, communication is important. You don't shut down. When you start to shut down on me, oh, it's a done deal, right? I feel like I don't have to beg a person for communication. If you ain't talking, you ain't talking. But then if you're not talking to me, or we not talking, you can't get mad if I go and start talking to somebody else. And I feel like therein lies the issue. And like I said, I know why he's trying to protect himself. Okay, you about to get blocked. Yeah. Dr. Achille, you about to get blocked, because I don't do the disrespect. So, block. Talking about some trying to protect them panties. See, we don't do that over here. I don't know who the hell y'all think I am, but we don't do disrespect over here. So, I know that he's trying to protect himself, because he had already said in the beginning stages how he was in a 3-year marriage. And it ended, I think, 2015. So, like 3 years ago, you know, they got a divorce. And they got a divorce because she left him. And she had moved on. He was like, right after the divorce, she had already moved on, had her new man and everything. And I'm like, damn, you know. And I said this to my good friend, my homeboy. It's like, this is my bestie right here. I said this to him. I was like, I see why his motherfucking wife left his ass. I mean, that may sound cold, but I mean, like, you can see certain things. You can see why certain things don't work out in relationships, and it's very clear why his marriage didn't work out, because you can't do that. Like, communication you have to know how to work through conflict. And I feel like I'm pretty good at being able to work through conflict, because it takes patience. You have to be able to be willing to listen to the other person's point of view. I'm like, dude, I do this for a living. I told him that. Not to try to puff myself up, but I'm like, I'm just putting that on the table. This is what it is. I am a therapist. I do this for a living. Like, I work with families. I work with individuals. I help people resolve and work through their issues, you know? And we can get through this. That means, I'm just saying that to say that I believe that there's hope for us, you know? Like, we can work, this is something that's solvable. We can work through these issues, you know? And it's about communicating. You have to be willing to open up to me and be vulnerable and talk to me, and I can do the same thing with you. And I feel like he was doing that, but I think it was what I said that really shut him down. He felt some kind of way. And then I told him that he was too religious. I think he took offense to that, because I was like, dude, you're too religious. He is. I mean, I've been doing this since I was a little girl. Every time I get out of my bed in the morning, I make up my bed religiously. I do that religiously. I do a lot of things religiously, but yeah, that's important. Like, I'm a very organized and neat person. And so, of course, it's not going to change if I'm going to stay at somebody else's place. I'm making up their bed too. And I would do that. Do you know this dude would, before we get in the bed at night, take all the sheets off, shake them off, and then make up the bed again. I'm like, what is you doing? You OCD. Like, what is you doing? He's like, oh, there's dust. Dude, ain't that much dust in the fucking world. Like, shit like that. I don't like shit. That's petty, man. Like, that annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm like, it's as if me making up the bed wasn't good enough. So you got to go behind me and make up the bed. No. What the fuck is you doing? And I realized he didn't do that the first week. I would say within the first week, I don't think he did that. It was maybe like the second week, because I was there for 3 weeks. Like the second week, and I'm just like, what is this? I mean, so many things, y'all. I can't begin to go into detail about all the shit the different things that he did that kind of really annoyed me. I even talked to you guys about this, the whole thing, the cultural thing about how we're eating out of the same plate, because that's what they do in Africa, right? And I got up to go get some water because what we're eating was pretty spicy. Like, a lot of African food is spicy. So he said in African culture, like, when you leave from the table or whatever, or the plate, you're supposed to put the spoon face down or something, if you don't, to communicate to everybody else who's eating that it's okay for them to continue without you. But I didn't do that, so I had the spoon face up, and he gonna correct me on that, and I'm just like, okay. And then it's just like, it's like small stuff. It seemed like it was annoying him, and I feel like I feed off on people's energy. So if he getting annoyed and he getting all disappointed and bothered, then I started to get like that too. I'm just like, okay, you annoyed, then I'm starting to get annoyed. You know, it's like, I don't know, y'all. Maybe it's me. And I did some reflecting too on this. And I ain't gonna tell you, like, last night, you guys, I feel like life is just so beautiful. My life is crazy because even though this happened yesterday and he kind of dropped the bomb on me to protect his heart, I know it's all about protecting his heart. Because this ain't even the end, y'all. It's more to the story. It's just, y'all gonna be like, what? So, I know he did that to protect his heart, but after that happened, I had to clarify with him. I say, okay, so do you have plans? This is gonna be my last day in New York because my plane left this morning at 9:50 this morning. I was like, let me know what it is, you know. This is my last night here. Like, what are we going to do? And he was like, oh, well, I'm going to be working, pretty busy, da-da-da. Dude ain't got a life. He ain't busy at all, right? But he said that excuse, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, man, why do y'all do this? Yeah, it's very real petty. Real freaking petty, Dion. Ask him about his expectations and what he wants you to do. Richard, that's a great comment that you just made. That is a very great comment, and maybe I should. And I think I did. I came to him. I think I put it that says, what I do wrong? That's what I said. I didn't ask him what he want me to do. I asked him, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? Because I can pick up on slight little differences in behavior. Come on, I study behavior, y'all. So what the hell do you expect? And I think that's probably what annoys him. Because he's like, oh, you always analyzing situations. You always I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to analyze you, but I can detect differences in people's behavior, and I can tell when something is not right and somebody has changed and turned coat on me. Like, I know, slightest difference. I think he tried to cover it up, but he couldn't, so I think he got annoyed by that because I picked up on it. He didn't want to communicate to me that, okay, whatever, how he was feeling. He tried to hide it, but no, I can tell when something ain't right. So, yeah, I tried to clarify with him yesterday, like, dude, what are we going to do? Are we going to hang out? Do you have any plans? Because if you ain't got no plans, I am in New York. I am not about to be sitting up here in the freaking house, because that's what he'll do. He'll be like, oh, I'm busy, I'm at work. But he usually get done like 4 or 5 o'clock. And so after that, he come home, shower. Dude don't have no freaking life. His life is going to work, coming home, and going to the mosque 5 times a day. That's all he do. Okay, I can respect that. But then at the same time, it's annoying because, dude, that's all you do? That's all you, like, I'm like, dude, you might as well marry the mosque. Seriously, you give the mosque way more attention. Like, but then you want to say, oh, no, baby, I care. Like, you sending me mixed messages. I'm like, what the hell going on? Do you not know that I am in New York and I have expectations too? Just like Richard, you said I should ask him about his expectations. I think it should go both ways. He should want to know, okay, what are my expectations? Like, what do I want? I expect, dude, not that I flew, because somebody said this. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get to that point in a minute. Somebody I was hanging out with last night asked me, it was like, you came out here for him? I was like, no, I didn't come to New York for him. That was just a bonus, you know, like I was gonna go to New York regardless because I wanted to get away from LA, and I love New York. It's like my second home. I'll be moving back there when I finish my PhD here in LA in 2020. So I went to New York for myself, to enjoy myself. But I'm like, at the same time, if I'm dating this guy that I just met in New York, then yes, my expectations that we're going to go out, we're going to have fun, we're going to do things together, which we had talked about. We talked about going to the museum. Not that it costs money, Because what I like to do don't cost anything. You know, I'm a very frugal person. I'm not that kind of woman. And so we talked about going to the museum, the zoo. Both of those have free days. We talked about just doing stuff. I like to go to the park, whatever. We could walk down the street, just do things like be in each other's company, which we were, but it was like it got to a point where we were in each other's company, but he wasn't saying anything. Dude just sitting there on the couch watching African movies in his own little world. I guess he wanted me to be in his world, which I stepped out of myself and I was in his world. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, it can't always be about your world. I have a world too. Like, we can join each other's world, you know. And my world is doing other kinds of stuff, like fun things, you know. He don't want to do shit. So I said, okay, so you don't want to do anything. This is my last night here. My flight left this morning, Friday morning. I'm like, all right, I'm going out. So I went out and I had a ball last night, y'all. Like, when I say God is amazing, it's almost like the universe recognized that I was a little bit hurt, you know, by his words and what happened. And so it's like God sent certain people in my life yesterday purposely. So what I ended up doing, I ended up going to Coney Island because I wanted to go check the scenery out and see what has changed, and I made a video on that. But then after that, I ended up going to the Village. I had to go by one of my spots that I usually go to in the Village, and then I ended up going to Manhattan. And everybody, you know, like, New York, it's not hard to find things to do. It's not hard to meet people, especially for me. I'm pretty open. I meet people all the time. That's one thing I love about New York City. Like, you can meet people, whether it's like on a personal level or business level, instantly, you know, and then y'all just vibing and cool as fuck. Like, you know each other for years. And so I'm out in Manhattan in Times Square, and I had tickets that I actually had purchased for me and him to go to a comedy club. And I asked him, I was like, so are we going to use these tickets? He was like, oh, I don't think so. I'm like, are you serious? Dude didn't even want to go out, and I get it. The comedy club, people drink there, right? So I don't think he don't want to be around no alcohol, because he, like I say, super religious. So, it's killing me, y'all. I'm like, okay, big deal. I mean, it only cost $20. It ain't like I spent an arm and a leg, because the guy had gave me a deal. So I paid for one ticket, and he gave me the second one for free. So, and then the tickets don't have an expiration date, so I can use the ticket whenever. So I ended up, of course, I went by myself, so I used one of the tickets. Went to LOL Comedy Club, had a great time. At the comedy club, I met this couple. They are veterans of the U.S. Air Force. Cool as hell, y'all. I made a video with them last night, so you guys go back and check that out. We had went to this club following called Tonic. So we had met at the LOL Comedy Club, was having some good laughs, just vibing. We were all sitting on the first row, getting to know each other. And then following the show, they say that you can stay and it'll be free, and all you have to do is purchase one drink, because y'all know most comedy clubs have a 2-drink minimum. And I asked them, I was like, she asked me, actually, as I was in the bathroom, she was like, so you're going to stay? And I was like, yeah, I think I am. And I asked her, y'all going to stay? She was like, I don't know. Let me talk to my husband. So she talked to her husband about it, and then they were going to stay, but then they changed their mind the last minute. And so they ended up they found this karaoke club, like right down on the next block, called Tonic. And they got there. I was still at LOL Comedy Club. I'm like, I'm going to see what this next show going to be like, because the next show is supposed to be like R-rated. It's supposed to be, you know, not so family friendly, whereas the show we was at was family friendly. And so she was like, I want you to come. She was like, I really enjoyed your company at the LOL Comedy Club, and we would like for you to come hang out with us. And I was just trying to decide, like, should I? Since I could be in my own little world doing my own thing. But then I was like, let me go ahead, because I already seen these comedians, and they're probably going to say the same jokes anyway. So I ended up leaving, going to meet them on the next block at Club Tonic. And when I say we got turned up, y'all, we got turned up. And I had ended up telling her that, you know, I was dating this person and we broke up or whatever. And she was like, oh, she was like, how long were y'all together? I was like, well, we were together since Thanksgiving. She was like, oh, that ain't nothing that a little vibrator can't fix. I was like, oh my gosh, this woman is sent from heaven. Like, do she know me? Because I felt like she know me. But and her husband cool as fuck. Like the couple just cool as hell. And I think, but being that they kind of sensed that I was just like kind of out doing my own thing by myself and going through a breakup or whatever, they was just so freaking nice. They was cool. They ordered, you know, they didn't have to do this because of course I got my own money, but it was like, no, it's on us, you know, order drinks on us. They got food, they paid for that. I'm talking about, they had a hookah thing or whatever. I'm like, I don't smoke, but it was like, come on, or whatever. So they ordered a hookah. It was nice. It was a really nice club. There's karaoke. We ended up singing some songs. She picked out a song, TLC, No Scrubs. Me and her end up getting down there, and we actually performed. We did like the No Scrubs karaoke. It was a lot of people at the club too, y'all. It was nice. I say when I had a ball, it was just like in a relationship. Fuck that. Like my mind was even on that, right? But this is a kicker, y'all. So we, like I said, we balled out, and they got the bill. And I was looking at, because her husband, he paid for it. He was looking at it. He, you know, of course, paid for it, whatever, and gave him the card. And I was looking at the receipt. I was like, so how much that is? And I was kind of looking over his shoulder. He gonna try to hide it. He was like, nah, don't worry. It ain't for you to worry about. I was like, I'm just curious. How much is the bill? Because I can help you. He was like, nah. So they paid for it. I think it was a couple $100 because we got turned up last night, y'all. It was nice. But after that, y'all, it was like we stood outside the club and we was talking and vibing and trying to figure out, you know, what was gonna do next. And I was like, dude, I really have to get back because my flight leaves in the morning. And as much as I would like to hang out, because they were visiting from Missouri, and they still had a couple more days there, but I'm like, I can't do that. I can't, as much as I would like to. I'm gonna miss my flight. You know, like if I miss my flight, then I'm, you know, I can't. I have work on Saturday, which is tomorrow. I have clients I have to see, and I have to get back focused. So I wanted to hang out. So we ended up parting ways, whatever. They actually had a room a couple blocks down the street in Manhattan. Y'all know how much those rooms go for in Manhattan. And so, but we ended up going our separate ways or whatever. And then on my way to the train station, she had sent a text. She was like, I thought you was going to hang out with us. They actually wanted me to come back to the room, and I think they was trying to do something a little bit else. I'm like, damn, y'all. Okay, that's too much for this video, but I'll say that for another video. But very cool. We ended up exchanging our information. I said, we can link up. You know, I was really feeling them. They was feeling me, you know, just perfect timing. Just perfect timing. Good vibes, you know. But this is it, y'all. So I get on the train, leaving Manhattan, because he's in the Bronx or whatever, so headed back to the Bronx, and out of nowhere, y'all, I'm on a train, and I swear, this shit happened out of nowhere. I'm like, how the fuck? I felt a tear come down my face. I was thinking that as soon as you started talking about them. You know what I'm talking about, huh? I ain't gonna talk about that. I gotta say that for another video, but I don't need to see that other side of me. But so I'm on the train, and out of nowhere, a tear just started falling from my face. I felt it. I'm just like, okay, I wiped it. I'm like, okay, that shit came by itself. I'm like, what is going on? Why the fuck am I crying? And then say, you know, like another tear came, and then just tears started falling. I'm just like, I swear I could not control it, right? And so I just closed my eyes, just let the tears fall. I'm just like, okay, maybe I need this. This is my healing, right? And so then I heard a voice come out of nowhere from this guy. And he was getting off the train, and he was like, Ma. I was like, what's good? He was like, just pray about it. I'm like, really, dude? Really? If you don't get your ass out my face, like, get out the train. But I told him thank you. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, he knew what was going on. Whatever. But, yeah. So that was that. I ended up going, you know, back home. And that was it. I was fucked up last night, though. And this is my own choice because, of course, he didn't want me to do this. But I felt like I am not about to be sharing the same bed with somebody who I feel something ain't right. Like, I pick up on vibes. And if I don't feel a good vibe, nah. So I slept on the couch. It was my choice. He didn't want me to. Because I told my friend this, and he was like, oh, he got you sleeping on the couch. I was like, dude, he ain't got me doing shit. He ain't got me doing shit, because if I wanted to, I can get up and go get a hotel room. But I choose to stay here because he offered and whatever. So, and he had told me, I did it the other night too, and he was like, why are you sleeping on the couch? He was infuriated. And I'm like, why do you want me to sleep with you? Not that he even want to have sex, because that's another issue. He don't even want to have sex. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? So, he wanted me to sit up here and sleep in the same bed, but dude ain't, like, I can't do that. If we not to say we have to have sex, because I don't want y'all to think like, oh, she a freak, because that's a lot of y'all be trying to go there, and I'm like, no. But I do believe in affection. Like, I'm an affectionate person, and I'm like, okay, it's difficult for me to, especially after I already been affectionate with someone, to be sharing the same bed with them, and we not even touching each other. Like, what is we doing? So I'm like, no, like, I'm gonna sleep on the couch. He was like, I'll sleep on the couch. She was like, you go take the bed. I was like, no. Because I'm a guest, that's your bed, and I want to make sure that you get a good night's sleep because you have work. I'm on vacation. You the one got to get up in the morning and go to work. So I don't need you to be like, oh, why let this person come over and stay, and she got me sleeping on the couch, and I'm missing out sleep, and it's impacting my work before. Nah, you ain't about to blame me for shit. So take your bed. I'm on the couch. I'm good. I will survive, dude. This is not the end of the world. And so, yeah, I did that last night, and then a couple nights I chose to sleep on the couch because I wasn't feeling the vibe. I'm like, man, it's either my way or the highway. No, not, I mean, y'all get what I'm saying. It's just like, if I'm not happy and I feel like something ain't right, then what is we doing? I ain't with that pretending shit, but, and I even told him, I was like, maybe I wore out my welcome. Like, help me understand, like, communicate, talk. Like, what is going on? He was like, no, he didn't want me to leave. Because I was going to leave before and just get a hotel room. He was like, no, I want you to stay. So, dude, it's confusing. He want me there, but he don't want me. He don't want, I don't know. It's just confusing. And I guess maybe it's an African thing. Maybe he was just being hospitable, being nice, because within African culture, you know, they say they're going to do something, they stick to their word. And I guess he felt like, okay, he told me that I can stay with him. He kept to his word, even though his vibe kind of changed and the affection.
Do you know what time it is?
Let me see. Hold on. 3:56.
Thank you.
So even like the vibe changed between me and him. And I felt like we was going apart. He, like I say, he was still like a respectful guy. Dude, he didn't have to do this. I'm like, why the fuck is he being so nice? That's the shit that pissing me off. I'm like, he's playing mind games for real. Because he didn't have to do it. Like, getting me breakfast. Like, he get up in the morning. Being I'm on vacation, I ain't have no time I gotta wake up. But, of course, he does because he worked. So, he would go, like I say, he's Muslim, so he go to the mosque 5 times a day. And they pray like 5 o'clock in the morning. Dude don't have to be to work till like 9 or something like that, right? But dude literally get up 5 o'clock and go pray at the mosque. And so when he come on his way back, he bring breakfast so that he can drop it off and then he go off to work. By the time I wake up, breakfast is on the table. And I'm just like, why is he still doing this? When I say every single day that I was there, he had breakfast on the table. I'm just like, he didn't have to do that. But okay, I appreciate it. And not only that, like what really pissed me off is this morning I woke up, same thing, breakfast, and on top of that, he gonna leave some money. He left a couple 20s. I'm like, dude, what is you doing? You don't, first of all, you can't buy my love. You know, you already said you don't think it's gonna work, but then you wanna still make these kind of gestures. Like, to me, it's just so annoying. And not only that, yeah, I'm about to end this video because I know I've been talking way too much. But not only that, but it's like he's still messaging me. Why the fuck is you messaging me? Like, if it's not going, I'm not about to sit up here and play games. Don't play on my fucking emotions. I don't got time to play games. If it ain't gonna work, it's not gonna work. And he said that only, I know he only said it to protect his heart, because he didn't mean it. There's no way you do all what you're doing up until this point and then seriously be like, oh, it's not gonna work, and then seriously be like, it's not gonna work. Like, no. Because I know when it came from my mouth, when I told him that, I didn't mean it. I just said it because I felt like what is going on. Something either gonna have to change, or I have to come to understanding like what is going on. He was a gentleman, but a jerk. I think that's probably, you probably summed it up quite well, to be honest, Jeanette. Gentleman but a jerk, and I hate those. Like, he's still being a gentleman. Like, before I left New York, right, he texted me. I mean, even before I left the house, right, I gave him back his keys, because the whole time I was there, he gave me a copy of his keys to his place, you know, so I can get in and out of his house and stuff like that. And so I wake up, I thought he had already left, but he didn't leave, so he tricked me, because he wasn't in the house when I was leaving to go get in my lift. But then when I stepped outside, he met me. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is he doing? And so then he was like, oh, did you see the stuff I left on the table? I'm like, yes, I saw it. Talking about the breakfast and the money. I'm like, okay, thank you. You can't buy my love, though. This shit is not going to work. When I say it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So dude still being nice. The Lyft came, and I don't know what's up. Lyft drivers be doing crazy shit. So Lyft driver then passed the fucking house. He go and get the Lyft driver, you know, flag the Lyft driver down or whatever for me, and tell the Lyft driver to pull up, you know, and that I was the one waiting on the ride. I'm like, okay, how kind of him, being so freaking nice, but for what? I don't know. I don't like that nice, nasty shit. I won't say nasty, but it's just distant. Don't be distant with me, but then be nice at the same time. And so I got in the car, and he was like, let me know when you get there. I'm like, okay. Before I even leave JFK Airport, I get a message from him. Is everything okay? Did you make it? Yes, I made it. Okay. And then I let him know as the plane was taking off. And he was like, all right, let me know when you land. Like, he's just checking in on, like, what's this checking in on me? And he was like, I miss you. Like, really? Like, y'all don't understand how annoying this is right now. Super annoying. Because maybe he doesn't know how to be, he knows. That's the thing, Jeanette. I think you missed the beginning. Do know how to be affectionate, because, like I said, the beginning of our very short-lived relationship, super affectionate, touching me in ways, and I ain't, like, it's not about sexual, so get your mind out of the gutter, but like touching me in ways that I'm like, god damn. And I think it felt good, because I already told you guys this. When I broke up with my ex, who's also from New York, back in December 2017, I talked to some guys, but I haven't dated a guy or had sex since then. So of course it feels good to be touched by a man, especially if they know how to touch you right. So dude, he know how to be affectionate. Dude is very romantic. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's like 41. He got that shit under control. He purposefully withdrew his affection from me to punish me, not knowing that that's a big no-no. You don't do that. Has he been hurt? Yes. I think you just came in on the video too. Elise, yes. Latanya, yes. He told me, because he was married for 3 years. He's been married, and they got a divorce. They got a divorce 2015, 3 years ago. 3 years ago when we had met. Now it's like 2019, but we met in 2018. Around Thanksgiving. So he was telling me, that, they had been separated for 3 years or divorced for 3 years or whatever. And it hurt his heart. I get it. I mean, but dude, I told him, like, okay, you was married. I was in a relationship with this dude for 3 years too. So our stories are kind of similar. I've been hurt. We both been hurt. That's the thing. He been separated or divorced from his for 3 years. For me, it's been a year, but I feel like I'm a little bit more developed, more mature, in the sense that I'm aware of what's going on. He wants you, yet he could be hurt. He's guarded. Some guys just don't know how to act when you stay at their house. Dude, I'm on vacation. Like, I feel like he's been so very hospitable. I told him, I said, thank you for your hospitality. So, like, when I felt like he laid the red carpet out for me, he got that under control. But I'm like, okay, that's one thing. That's nice and all. A hotel would do that for me if I paid them, but I don't know. Like I said, we just grew distant. And like he withdrew his affection from me because I guess certain things that I said offended him and maybe triggered something in him that maybe reminded him of his ex-wife. You know, in a way that he's like, okay, well, I ain't trying to be hurt, so let me just guard my heart and act all tough and hard. That's how he's been acting. Like, I can tell when a dude like me. I know he has feelings for me, so you can't hide the feelings. But he's trying to, like, go, like, hard shell with it because he senses that maybe I'm going to hurt him, or maybe I have already, some things I said probably offended him. He was nervous. Now yes, he does. And I feel like, whatever. All I know is I'm not messaging him. I'm not calling him. I'm not chasing him. I told him I appreciate, you know, your hospitality. I appreciate that you were, you know, being respectful. I appreciate everything, you know. And it was times where I turned it down because he had left money before. And I'm just like, why is he leaving money? Dude, you can't buy me, but maybe he's just being generous. He's just trying to be nice, you know. I appreciate it. But that's one thing that frustrates me because my ex was like that. Like, paying for everything. Don't let me pay for nothing. Do want to pay for everything. But then I think with that, they feel like they have a sense of power over a woman in a way where they can, like, dictate certain things. If you are so interested or have a deep, like, for him, pray for... I don't think I can do it. I think this is where we at. He triggered something in me. I triggered something in him. So now we both like, fuck it. We like, it's like he's trying. Because this is the thing. And this is what has me upset right now. Because, okay, when I was there, no communication. Like leading up towards, I would say, maybe like the second to the end of third weekend. No communication. I mean, of course, it was like short talk here and there. We would talk about things, right? About topics, but not like between us. Like, dude, we still getting to know each other. We need to be trying to get to know each other and talk. Focus on each other. Not on some African movie watching or some politics or the news or whatever. Let's talk about us. But I noticed that had changed. But then all of a sudden, I knew it was going to happen. I told my friend, I said, watch, when I get ready to leave, then that's when he want to be all, oh, babe, I miss you, and calling me and texting me, and I'm just like, I'm good, man. He is scared. But I'm scared too. I'm afraid that I don't want to waste my time with somebody and it's not going to work. So right now it's in God's hands, and I don't think it's going to work. I think we done. I think for him, instead of him appreciating the difference in culture, he is turned off by it, I think. Because he's like, yeah, I think that's what it is. I think he expected me just to bow down and be super religious with him and pray. He even asked me, before I got to New York, I was still in LA, he was fasting for an entire day. And what I had to do, I had something. It was something school related or work related. I think it was school related. I'm like, I need my energy. I think I had to finish writing my dissertation lit review. And I'm like, I need my energy. So I cannot be fasting. He was like, he wanted me to fast with him. Stuff like that. So he kind of got upset about it. He was like, oh, you're supposed to be fasting with me. And I'm just like, we're going to get to that point. But this was still early on. I'm like, what the hell? So that was that. And then stuff like, he'll say certain things. He'll like, oh, God. He'll say something like, God something, right? And so he wanted me to be like, amen. Or something like, and I think at one time I said like, yes. I didn't say amen, but I was like, yes. You know, like saying I agree, right? And he wanted me to be like, amen. He was like, oh, why you didn't say amen? Why the fuck am I saying amen? I don't get it. And I think this is another issue, and I'm about to herp in this video. But I think, so, he been single since 2015. I've been single since 2017. When being single, when you get used to being single, it's just like anybody you so-called date, they really have to be very impressive. They really have to, I don't know. I seen a meme that say, if a person is very comfortable in their singlehood, right, being isolated by themselves, you have to be able to beat that, you know? Like, for me, I'm very comfortable being alone. So, whatever guy I date, they're gonna have to go up and beyond that to make me feel like being with them is worth more than me being alone. Because it goes both ways, I'm sure. For him, he's so used to being alone too, and dude is super isolated. I think he's way more isolated than me because I have interaction with people. I mean, he does because he has clients and his work, but outside of work, I don't think he said he was like he don't really have friends in New York. He has family, like uncles and stuff like that from Africa, you know, whatever. But I'm just like, dude, I don't know. I feel like, and being that this is my final year in my program, I can't afford stress. So it may come off to him like, oh, she never cared to begin with. Yes, I do. I don't believe in wasting time, man. Time is precious to me. But at the same time, I don't believe in being so stressed out and get all worked up on somebody. And this, like I said, this probably be the first and last time I even talked to this extent about that relationship, because I can't do it. I can't afford to. Like, it impacts my ability to be able to focus in school, at work. I can't do it. I have to get back focused on school, man. Because guess what? Classes start in a week. No, next week I have off. So the week after that, classes start back. You know, I have work tomorrow. Like, I'm back on the grind, you know? And that, to me, is very important. I can't be distracted. And I feel like relationships can be a distraction. Like, I know it could be complicated. I feel like, first of all, we're in the beginning. Why should it be this complicated? You're correct. Move forward. If it's for you, it will come around. Exactly. That's what I believe. If it's for me, then he will initiate that, you know? And to be a man and call, like all this texting and shit, fuck all that. Talk. I was there. You could have talked to me about what you wanted. Dude didn't know. You sitting up here being all quiet. Like, that's how men are. They want to be quiet. They feel like, okay, talking is going to lead to an argument. No, even if it does, so what? That's how, if an argument is going to help resolve the conflict, then let's argue. All the argument means is we're disagreeing. It's a disagreement. And we disagree because you a man, I'm a woman. Freaking, we're different. We're going to disagree. But we can at least come to a middle ground through that disagreement and be patient enough with each other. That's the thing that really pissed me off. It is so frustrating. And this is the reason why I had been focused, and I had at one point said, you know what, fuck all this dating stuff. I'm about to just be single and focus on my school, because it bothers me to create this relationship with someone and then to throw it away that easily. Like, what the hell you want me to do? Nah. I ain't about to. I feel like that's gambling. I'm not about to sit up here and be gambling with love. I'm not about to do that. Like, nope. He protecting his heart. That's where we at right now. He protected his heart. I protected mine, and we kind of inching along, testing the waters, testing the boundaries, I guess. But it is what it is, because, I mean, I'm out here in LA. He in New York. I told him, and then he gonna say, oh, I miss you. I say, well, I miss you too, but it's not like I'm gone forever. I'll be back, you know? Like, I moved back to New York in 2020. In the spring of 2020, I'll be moving back. I'll be finished with my curriculum here. And I said, in between, I will be back and forth. So, it's still the beginning for the both of you. It will take time to develop. It seems as it's a huge cultural difference. African men are quite stern in their beliefs. Something you should keep in mind. And also, could it be that he may be bipolar up and down? It could be so many things, and the only way to really find out is with time. Bipolar, I don't know. Dude, emotional, man. Y'all say women are emotional. Dudes are emotional. Because how the hell you go from lovey-dove, I'm talking about all of, like, I'm the fucking queen of the universe, you know, to don't even want to make eye contact. Like, what could I have said or done that make you shut down completely. Don't want to make no eye contact, no kissing, no affection. Like, I have to go and I have to ask him for a kiss. Like, can I get a kiss? And then dude tried me, because when I did ask, this was a couple days ago, he gonna make it quick because he was headed to the mosque. I'm like, what kind of kiss is that? And so then today, oh, he kissing me like this is the last time we gonna see each other. Like, he just so missed me. So I'm like, dude, I wasn't even feeling that shit. I'm just like, fuck it, man. It could be that something you did reminded him of his. I think so. I think that's exactly what it is. Something I said, he like, oh shoot, like trying to play it safe, so to protect his heart. But he needs to be aware of that. I'm aware of what's happening between us, this interaction, and me kind of taking, cautious steps to protect. I'm aware of that. It helps to be aware of it so that you don't hurt the other person or damage your relationship. I don't think he's quite aware that he has these wounds, that are being touched and played with a little bit. And it's not that I'm intentionally trying to do it, but I'm just like, certain things when you dating someone, certain things gonna come up, man. That's gonna remind you of your past. It's gonna open those old wounds from the past, man. There's no way around it. It don't matter how long it's been since you dated a person. For him, you'll think 3 years, dude, you'll be over it. But even when he talks about it, and I gotta go for real, but when he talks about it, I can tell by the way he talk about it that he's still hurt by that thing. Because even when we was talking about the marriage thing, right? Because me, I know what I want. And I'm like, I want a guy to articulate the same thing. Like, if I'm, not that I'll try to force what I want onto somebody. Because guess what? If we figure out we want two different things, and guess what? We can go our separate ways. It's that simple. That's just like a person, you dating somebody, right? You know you want kids, other person don't want kids. Why the fuck is y'all together? You're not going to be with somebody, it's not going to work. How the hell you want kids, they don't want, it's not going to work. And hearing his perspective on marriage, he just like, if it wasn't for his religion, he wouldn't do it, because Islam, they real big on that. Like, you have to be married to have kids, and they push, this whole marriage and family thing, which is important. And so, like, I get it, but you shouldn't be doing it just because Islam say do it. If you don't want it, then don't play with me like that, because I know what I want, and I know I do want to be married. I've never been married before, and I don't have any kids, and I do want to be married, and I do want to start a family. I know that much. When? I don't know, but I know, hell, soon. Hell, I'm 35, so it can't be too goddamn long. And I can tell him that. I can tell him, okay, maybe within the next 3 years, I want to be married and have kids. I can say that. I asked him the same thing. Okay, do you have an idea? Not to say you got to be married on this date or by tomorrow. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I think he kind of feeling pressured. Like, oh, you talking about marriage and I'm like, dude, you don't get it. We got to be speaking the same language. If we're not talking the same language, I'm turned off automatically. He don't know what he want, but then tell him, oh, I'm talking to somebody else, and he getting all hurt. Why is you hurt? Leave me alone. Let me go and live my life so that I can be happy. Stop doing all these nice gestures for me to try to soften me up, to try to reel me back in. It's very frustrating, but we'll see how this goes, you guys. I said that we've broken up because I ain't got patience for this stuff. I'm like, nah. See, that's how people be stressed out and they get distracted from their school and their work and their performance start to go down. That ain't happening with me. I'd rather say, fuck this relationship shit, focus on my school and let that be. Because unless something changes where we can be happy and we can communicate and make things work. But I ain't about to sit here and play these games. I can tell when a guy is unsure of himself, like he's insecure. Because men do certain things to try to get attention, which he's done. I'm like, what is you doing? You doing stuff to try to make me feel insecure so you can get attention, because in my insecurity, then I'm giving you attention. But it's not the positive attention, it's negative attention. Why do you guys do that? Not to say he's cheated, but just doing certain things just to get attention, to try to make me feel insecure. You don't have to go that route. but you still want to like do confused. But hey, I'm about to end this video. I thank you guys for conversating with me. I thank you guys, or is conversating a word? I just made it one. Having this conversation with me. Thank you guys. I gotta go. I'm about to go grab me some food. It's good to be back in LA. But I kind of like being single. Because guess what? When I was single, I ain't got to worry about, oh, does he or doesn't? Like, fuck all that. I focus on my school. I ain't got to worry about that stuff. Now, when you dating, it's like, it's cool. Yeah, it feels good. And y'all see my videos. I was all happy. Like, oh, I'm dating an African guy. But these ups and downs and stuff in a relationship, I ain't got time for that, man. Nah. We ain't about to do this. That's going to mess me up. And anything try to come in the way of what I invested a lot of money and time into school. I can't do this. He said, remember to pray. I guess. I feel God already know my heart anyway. But that's what the dude said on the train. Oh, you should pray about it. What prayer going to do? I don't know. He can pray. His ass pray enough. So his prayers is enough for both of us. And if it's meant to be, guess what? God will bring us back together and y'all see another video. Probably won't, because I feel like maybe me talking to you guys about this can be jinxing our relationship. And I don't even know if he watches my videos, to be honest. Like, I don't even know if he knows, because I didn't tell him. I didn't want to tell him what my YouTube channel is or my Facebook. He doesn't even know on social media. He don't care about that stuff anyway, so I don't know. But maybe it's not a really good idea. But I feel like I know, I kind of gauge what to share and what I shouldn't share with you guys, too. So, you know, I don't tell you guys everything, but I have shared with you guys a lot. I mean, you guys don't know everything about him. It's a lot of things you guys don't know, and you won't know. But I ain't about to do this. I can't do it. I get too emotional, and I don't think I want to go for it. Like, he may call, he may text, he may not. Who knows? Whatever. I ain't got time for this. With that being said, I'm about to go. I have to stay in good spirits because I have clients I have to treat. And who knows? We may work this out. It'll be beautiful because I said to him, I was like, it would be beautiful for two black people to come together. Even, you know, he's born in Africa. I'm here. You know, I feel like given what we're working on, we could be a power couple, man. He got a lot of stuff he's working on in Africa, building stuff in Africa, and he's just doing great things. I'm doing great things. Like, two great people can come together and just make greatness, man. That would be beautiful. You know, but you have to be aware of your own stuff that you bring to the table. And we can talk, communication. We've said this before, because these words came out his mouth. Before I went to New York, you know, we're talking about what it takes to keep a relationship going, right? And he said that communication is important. He was like, we have to communicate. As long as we talk and we're open, then things will be all right. But it's ironic, the person who's preaching communication is the first person to shut down. Fuck all that, man. With that being said, I'm about to go. Catch you guys later. Love you guys, and thank you guys for the conversation. Catch you guys in the next one. I gotta get back focused, and communication is key. It is. And without it, we just gonna grow apart, man. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna grow apart, and then he gonna be like, oh, you know, I miss you. You welcome back, you know. Like, I was saying all the right things, but at the wrong time. Like, why didn't you say that when I was there? I mean, he said it when I was there, but not, like, talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, he act like he was mad, but then when I get ready to leave, now you want to work things like, nah. I can't do the stress. But bye, you guys.